Suede, or the London Suede as they're known here in the States thanks to some soccer mom jazz singer who won't grip bogarting the name, is one of Great Britain's most popular alternative rock acts from the 90s, and they've released their new album Bloodsports this week. And before anyone says it, no, they were not the Jagoffs who wrote that god-awful Ooga Chaka song. That was Blue Suede, and they spelled it wrong. Because stupid. No, proper Suede was pretty successful in their home country, but for some reason never struck it big here in the States, possibly because those cunts Liam and Noel were hogging all the attention at the time, but they were still a great band that we Yanks totally should have gotten into. But does that still hold true today now that they've released their first album of new material in over 10 years? Well, despite my opening facetiousness and my initial approach sounding very zero punctuation-y, I'm gonna say that yes, this album is in fact very, very good, and while we wait to hear from the Escapists' attorneys, let's talk about just how good this album is. From the opening track, it actually starts off a bit U2-y with its pulsing drums and single-note guitar riffing. That is until Brett Anderson's sleek, flexible soprano kicks in to remind us that we're listening to a European band that didn't embarrass themselves in 1997. There's a lot of energy and vitality in this album. It's not quite as slinky or sexy as Coming Up, nor is it as atmospheric and soul-crushingly bleak as Dogman Star. It's very powerful and exuberant, and reminds me of what the Killers might sound like if they were British, and I mean that in a good way, not a sawdust way. Songs like Snowblind and Hit Me really showcase this new sense of thrust and bravado, and all the instrumentation gels together quite nicely. There aren't a lot of bands who can pull off the whole comeback thing, or at least pull it off properly, but it's refreshing as hell to see that not only has Suede not lost any of their panache, but they still possess potential not yet tapped, unlike their lead singer Cephalic Vein. Moving on. Anderson's vocals are still top-notch, and Richard Oakes' riffs are very creative and well-crafted, and have a very distinct English kind of feel, if that makes any kind of fucking sense. It's all very uplifting and powerful, but to those of you who actually do remember Suede's music, don't let those words get you down. It's not quite as ethereal or serpentine as their previous works, but those elements aren't entirely absent, as heard in For the Strangers, What Are You Not Telling Me, and Sometimes I Feel I'll Float Away. Christ, that title alone should clue you in. It still feels sexy and deviant in all the right places, you pervert, without feeling too alien. In fact, I'd say it's a great example of a band trying something new and pulling it off without estranging their fan base, not unlike other albums I've been told I should stop yammering on about. It isn't exactly perfect though, some of the slower songs do lose me after a while, and it feels a bit on the short side at just under 40 minutes, but even that isn't necessarily bad. It's like a good one-night stand. It's pleasurable throughout, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. Or cry about its daddy issues. The old Suede is in here, but it's wearing a sexy new outfit, and it looks damn fine in it, too. If you're looking to get into a good band that you might not have heard of that has a great back catalog, then this album serves as a good ambassador. Suede is definitely worth getting into, and any band that can pull off an album this well crafted after 10 years of being functionally dead deserves your time and attention. Bloodsports gets 4 Bowies out of 5.